On today's episode, we dive into UFC 312 and give a recap on two of our favorite fights from the card.
We talk about our boy Nate's and his shitty legs.
And we dive into more listener questions.
Swipe right. I'm a white belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. My name is Kenny. I'm here with Matt. Today, BJJ Balance Podcast, episode 72. UFC 312 ended last night. A couple of people, one made their debut. Level black athlete, Kody Steele. Early prelims. Fight of the night. Might not be early prelims for too long, you know. Might be working his way up to the top. That was an exciting fight. A good opener. Didn't go his way, but I don't think that that's anything to hang your head low on, because that was just a phenomenal fight overall. And he didn't lose, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't get knocked out, didn't get put to sleep. Right. So fucking congrats on Kody on that.
Make it the UFC, man. That's something you always have. You could be 0 for 50 in the UFC fighter. You still open the gym and say UFC vet.
Right.
That goes somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's period. The worst guy in the NBA is better than the guy in the park.
Yep.
So like you get that brand on you where you can say that, you can never take that away from you. So yeah, man. I'm sure he's got wins in his future though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And that was a great fight.
Super Bowl Sunday, Kenny. We're here. Yeah, this comes out on Tuesday, but I want to let you know right now, it is Super Bowl Sunday. The big game. The Chiefs/refs versus the Eagles. We're here. and we're here for you guys, dude. And Super Bowl. And I'm a freaking sports. I got money going down on this. There's a lot of moving parts going on today. And I'm just here recording. Because you know why? Because it's balance. That's why. And we like you guys more than we like freaking football, because I really don't like the Chiefs or the Eagles. I'm over watching the same two teams in the Super Bowl every 3 years. Chiefs going for a three-peat. Gross, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm for the commercials. What's your favorite Super Bowl commercial of all time, Kenny?
All right. Full disclosure, I haven't watched a Super Bowl since 2007.
Just not watched it at all?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the last year.
It's a holiday.
I worked in a bar at a Super Bowl.
You didn't go to a parties or nothing, huh?
No, I'm going to hit you guys with a life hack right now. Super Bowl Sunday. If you don't like football, it's the day to go do everything you love, because all the people are at home watching the Super Bowl and nobody.
As a Disney head, I've heard Disneyland is awesome on Super Bowl Sunday.
We did it last year. We did Super Bowl Sunday Disneyland last year.
Was it pretty good?
Yeah. Yeah. Really minimal lines. I mean, it's Disneyland. You know, there's still people there, but minimal lines, easy parking. Tonight we're going to go to sushi because we don't have to deal with people, really. It's fun to sushi bar that doesn't have the game on.
Yeah, I mean, but commercial. You remember commercials of the Super Bowl
that was really the only part worth watching. Bro, I'm a Raiders fan. They haven't been to the Super Bowl since the year I was born.
Yeah, me too, dude.
So,
but like, I think my favorite, there's one that sticks. Well, obviously the Budweiser horses. The Clydesdales always stick out to your head. But like, remember the frogs, the Budweiser? Yeah. Like that. Those are some classics. And then the Doritos girl, dude. It's like probably the first.
Remember the .com explosion in like the early 90s?
GoDaddy?
And everybody had a .com business. So like all the commercials that year were this .com, that .com.
The Doritos girl was probably the first commercial. I tried to JMID. No, I'm just joking. No. I'm just joking. I can't get it done in 15 seconds.
Just in the living room, family around.
But she was hot, dude. She was hot. I don't remember her name, but the Doritos girl. We all remember the Doritos girl.
I know who you're talking
Goodness.
about.
7th grade. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know. What the cool thing about the internet and YouTube is that now Instagram too, all of the best commercials are going to pop up by tonight on the internet for me to watch. So
yeah, I don't even watch commercials anymore.
Yeah.
We come from an era where there's a 2-minute commercial and we would just watch as a kid. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to rack out some sit-ups during the commercials or something. Now it's like 15-second ad and I'm pissed. I'm like, 15 seconds. I know you probably don't pay for ads, but we fucking pay for ads over here. YouTube, every fucking 2 minutes ad. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, when it comes to like, I think Hulu is the only service I have that normally has ads, and I pay for the ad-free version because I'm not trying to deal with that shit.
I don't pay for no ad-free. If it's got ads, we're watching them as a family over here.
Oh, this is some random news. So my brother-in-law used to do jiu-jitsu back in the day, mostly trained MMA. So his jiu-jitsu is mostly no-gi. But he recently found a gym that he's been doing gi and no-gi in. And he's going to go do his first gi competition, the Grappling Industries in San Diego next month. Or into this month, February 22nd or something like that. So in like, I think 2 weeks from now.
Dang, he should have done Super Cup.
My wife's trying to talk him into it. He said he wants to compete like once a month. So I think he's going to do Super Cup in March, possibly.
That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah. So fucking the family's coming in the fold, man. I'm telling you, man, little by little, we're going to fucking work my wife onto
I'm not talking about what's happening over here. But we're just gonna say,
don't jinx it.
I'm in good spirits.
Don't jinx it.
I'm not jinxing it, but
it's too early in the pod episode to say anything. She'll hear it.
No, way too early in the pod. I'm already regretting J my D for the Doritos girl. I'm regretting that already. That was not past 10 minutes in. That's like right first 30 seconds. What am I thinking? Been married for freaking 16 years, dude. I've been with this girl for 16 years. I know better.
That one, saying it that way will never not be funny to me.
I wore my ninja shit gi for the first time this last week. I actually rolled a little bit.
Yeah.
Poncho got mad at me. He's like, why you pick the biggest guy in the building? Why? He's like, you rolled Nate. He's fucking 9'7". You know what I mean? Like, why you pick Nate? He likes to win. I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I feel guilty. If I don't pick big guys, I feel like I'm ducking big guys because I'm a big guy. I feel like it's my duty to fucking tap that booty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to roll with the bigger dudes. He's like, pick little guys. So then I roll with a smaller guy. And knee feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Still, it's very, very, it gets tired. It gets tired. And then putting my knees on the mat itself is pretty painful still.
Yeah.
But feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. So I'll be teaching tomorrow.
You have a follow-up appointment with your doctor?
I do, like in a week.
Cool.
Or early March, actually. Sorry. Okay. Early March, I have a follow-up, and we'll see if I end up going back to work or not. I don't think I could do 20,000 steps, though. Not yet.
Right.
Like, even after jiu-jitsu, I'm pretty tired. Even after lifting, I'm pretty tired.
Well, you're on the road to recovery, and that's good. When do you think you'll be healed enough to go do a little Carlson Gracie drop-in?
I don't know. It's like whenever, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'd be down to go whenever you guys want to go. My ultimate goal is I want to be rolling in March pretty good. It all depends on when I can get on my knee. I can't even get in side control, put my knees on the mat. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the pain on the knee. I have to like post one leg up like Captain Morgan.
Nice.
So once I can put my knees on the mat, then I'm down. My ideal goal is I want to get rolling by the end of March, be rolling pretty good. And then April, May, June, really tune it up a little bit. And then, going into this, into the fall, hit up another comp, you know what I mean? Hit some more competitions and start rolling again.
We have a guy at you just mentioned side control. I got totally sidetracked. Pressure on your knee. We have a guy, Robert. He just got his blue belt this last promotion, and he's a larger guy. He's probably, I don't know, 210-ish or so. 5'10", 210. And but he's got that build, stocky build. And he is somebody that I've pressure tapped in the past. And he came up to me on Friday I was like, hey man, I did that side control, like hip switch thing and dug my side into their ribs. It's like, yeah. And I was like, did you tap him? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, hell yeah. He was like so happy to tap someone to pressure.
It's the best.
Dude, it's the best because it's not just a normal submission. It's just like, I broke you. I didn't just choke you out and you tapped. I broke you. You could not take the
It's
pressure
never happy tap. It's never like, it's always like,
yeah.
God, it's always like they're tapping you mad. Like, God damn it.
So
Fuck.
I think he's getting the, it's like a weird dopamine hit, man. It's a different kind of tap. And, I think, a couple more of those and he's just going to be full force, just wanting to fucking pressure.
So is a rear naked choke. A rear naked choke is a different kind of tap. Rear naked choke, it's very primal. It's like on someone's back and you just fucking.
Well, I think
it's a very primal
because once they sink it in and there's a point of no return. You know what I mean? You can definitely defend the choke when they're trying to get it, but once it's in there, it's kind of like, do I just hold out and tap before I go out or do I just tap now? Cause no
one's just tapping right away. You always see their hand like.
Right. Can I fight it? Can I wiggle out enough? Yeah.
So when you're holding it, you got it rocked in. You're like, look at us. Like, and then you just see their hand in there. You're like, yeah, bitch, fucking take it. And then, I mean, that's always like that's always the best part.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. The Vega influence has started to sink its toes into some of the folks dedicated. So.
Pressure is the way. Pressure is the way. Period. Hopefully I can you actually came over to check Matt Marietta last week. Ran a little behind schedule.
I did.
Picked the closer gym. Check Matt Marietta.
No, I did.
Roll with Nate.
I did Wednesday. Yeah. And we banged shins and my shin still kind of hurt. No, I'm feeling it now. That still sucks. Yeah, he fucking double collar grabbed.
Yeah, lapel drag.
Yeah, and try to lapel drag me to the depths of fucking the netherworld. And then when he went to throw his leg out to quote unquote sweep me, he just basically smashed his shin into mine full force. And we both have a shin injury now. So,
if you're trying to think of, if we're trying to if you guys don't know who Nate is, obviously, if you're just a listener, he's a tall drink of water. Just think of I am Groot. Like that's kind of like how Nate is. He's just a tall, 6'9", maybe taller, just a giant of a man with deepest eye sockets you've ever seen in your life, dude. He's just fucking like a giant fucking skeleton of a fucking just pastier than Elmer's glue, just fucking all over you, dude. He's the coolest dude, but this dude is something if you've ever seen Last Action Hero, he's got the eyes of the fucking the guy with the freaking axe on top of the roof. And he wears the guy that wears the big yellow trench coat. That's Nate, dude. And he's just a fucking sweetheart of a guy, but he is a big motherfucker. That's a big son bitch.
It's a huge bitch.
And, hey, man, I thought we were pretty much the same size. Motherfucker, if I stand on 7 phone books. You know what I'm saying? He's a big cat. So that's a little shin. Let's not get it twisted. It's a little shin to smack on, but pointy, because, Nate fucking, Dallas Buyer Club legs. But that's all good.
There's so many inside jokes there that only Nate's going to catch.
That was literally a minute and a half for Nate. Because I know he's to be flying home listening to this.
Dallas Buyer Club legs.
Nate's legs are so small that when he's sitting in the plane and someone has to walk by him, he doesn't even have to stand up to let him through. They just walk through and get to the window seat. His legs are just so tiny. They just walk normal. He's got the build of a fucking Olympian paraplegic wheelchair basketball player.
He does, because he's got an upper. It's from the waist up.
Upper half is fucking ready, dude. Yeah. Bottom half looks like he's just been wheelchair sports his whole life.
Which is ironic because he played basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week we were having a conversation. He's like, yeah, I walked onto the college basketball team. So clearly the guy had some basketball skills, just shitty legs.
Yeah. He's got little legs, dude. He's got legs. He's got his I'm not going to say that because I'll get canceled. So, but yeah, he's got bad legs.
He tried to tell me one day that I had bad legs. I'm like, bro, there's a difference though. I'm 5'11". You're 7'3".
Yeah, man's got like 8 kneecaps. But anyways, UFC happened last night. Strickland lost. Sorry, America. You guys are probably sad. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But hey, it's all good.
What Dean Thomas said though, that was I actually read that today to a friend, and he's like, he's fucking not wrong, man.
He's a fan favorite. I'm not gonna talk crap on Sean. Go look into it, dude. Look deeper. It's there. But like, I'm happy that he's made a success. He's more successful than we are. He's made money. He seems like he's got a thing going on. He's humble in defeat. One thing I'll give Sean is he's humble in defeat. He gives the guy his due. When he gets beat up, he gives this guy his props. He fucking gutted it out. Got his nose broke last night. Popped it back into place itself. Yeah. Kept fighting. Like, guy's got stones, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And he's not afraid to tell you how he feels. And he's not afraid to tell you what's wrong with himself either. So I do respect that. And I think Monday morning quarterback, he's better fighter than me, but I think, he needs to, he doesn't lack, his style is so up and down that he doesn't really have like sit down knockout power. Because he doesn't really sit in the pocket because he's always so up high, back.
Right.
He doesn't really like sit down and knock up power.
None of his punches
think
are
he's
loaded
got to you got to get some finishes and like threaten a takedown or something. So maybe they'll you know what I mean? Because he's got a good knee right up the middle, but I don't know. I think he needs to really because he's got good wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. Trust me, it fucked me up many times. He just got to fucking get I think he needs to implement his grappling more. But I think, that's a broken clock. Everybody in the world's been saying that. But, he does the man dance, I guess.
Who do you think gets another title shot or the next title shot? I'm hearing inklings of Hamzat.
Oh, Drake has said that he wants Chimaev. Really? He's like, I got to stop that. He's all, to be the GOAT. He's like, I can see, which DDP was right on this. 100% good take. He's all, to be the GOAT. He's all, my GOAT is Anderson Silva in this division. And the reason I'm saying that is because of the longevity of his title hold he held and the people he beat. Right? He's all, if I don't beat Chimaev, then that means I'm fighting guys that, you know what I mean? It's like, I have to beat him if I want to be put in the GOAT decision because he is a good credential on my, basically collecting on his belt. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's like, have Chimaev on there. Then I get Pereira. So if DDP beats Chimaev and then he beats Alex, would you put him in the GOAT middleweight conversation? 2 wins over Strickland. You know what I mean? You'd have to beat Izzy.
Right.
So Drickus would get, to me, I think he would be in the GOAT conversation for middleweight, right? Greatest middleweight of all time. Because you've already beat Izzy. You beat Strickland twice. You beat Chimaev. And then they say you finish it, you beat Alex.
Right.
I would put him in the GOAT conversation at middleweight if he did that.
For his generation, yes. I feel like right now we've got a couple of superstars, but I don't feel like the divisions are as top heavy as they used to be.
I think it's just so many people on the roster. I think talent wise it is, but recognition of fighters is down. So back when we were watching in the early 2000s, there was literally 12 pay-per-views a year That's it. And every fucking fight, there was no prelim. Every fight was a damn banger.
Right.
I do remember like every fight was the main event fight.
Yeah. I remember if the fights were on, it was 5 o'clock. It wasn't, it's 7 for the main. You know, there was no main or prelim card. It was just like you. And then there were definitely no early prelims. Those were the filler fights if something went too short.
They would show them. Yeah, they'd show them after the UFC.
Yeah.
Like you'd watch the main event and then be like, oh, here's a fight from earlier today.
Yeah.
Like
11 people in the arena.
Yeah. But we got to know those fighters because it just built better because there was such a small roster. So I think those fighters were more known. I think the fighters now, they have more skill and they're better fighters, but we just knew those fighters more. We knew freaking who's a fucking basic ass MMA fighter from back in the day. We knew like some, we knew him. We knew his backstory because we had to, because that was only,
right,
the guy we could.
Well, Struve. I mean, you got a guy like that. It's like, that's a name I should.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. You knew. And so I think that's why we like the fighters that were more of a name back then, is because there was less of them, but now there's more. So it's harder to get yourself exposed.
That makes sense. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to say because I'm not a huge Drickus fan, and I wouldn't say that I'm a hater per se, but I don't. He doesn't hold my attention, or like he doesn't.
What do you not like about him? Because I'll tell you what he does good. Okay,
everything.
He's an unorthodox striker. He does come forward the whole fight. Does not backpedal at all. He's got good takedowns. He's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. And he finishes guys when he gets a chance.
Yeah.
Is it just got his all personality?
It's not, I mean, he has one of those too, but it's like a weird one. I don't know. It's not like he's very.
Was it when Izzy said, hey, you're no word we're not allowed to say?
No, I think he's so neutral, He's
not making out with his coach.
He's not a hero and he's not a heel.
Yeah.
He's very neutral. So it's like hard to, because I can get behind either one of those roles. If you are a hero, and you're a dominant champ and you're setting a good example and all that stuff, and you've got like a great skill set, you're just like, fuck yeah. Like an Alex, you know what I mean? Alex is like a hero that doesn't speak any English too. It's like, it's easy to connect with this person. Exactly. But then you've got a heel that you can also get behind. Like, I feel like Jones is kind of a heel character. And I think Jones is kind of like a dark heel, you know what I mean? Where he does.
Same as Strickland. Sean's a heel character.
Yeah, for sure. Sean is. And Sean's pretty beloved. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I know I advocate for Sean a lot, but I think that's more or less just to you directly when we're having our direct conversations because you have personal experience. But in reality, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a Sean fan. Fighters that I'm fans of, I would say I'm a fan of Pereira.
Sean has won me a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I'm a Sean fan as a fighter. My guy has won me a lot of money. The Sean over 23 minutes on freaking Prize Picks hits, dude. Usually it wasn't even on there. It wasn't even eligible to pick yesterday. Like, you can't pick this one again, dude. Yeah. Total strikes, like all that stuff. Like, the man is durable. Or even back in the day, I'd do parlays, like knowing who he was. I'm like, dude, Sean, this is great. He's an underdog. I was like, I'll take that. I've made a lot of money on Sean. So as a fighter, I mean, a lot of guys are like, oh, he talks all this game and then he runs in the fights. I'm like, he's not running. He's fighting. He's a counter striker. People who say that are just not knowledgeable of the game. Like, the guy is a great fighter. To say Sean Strickland runs from is not, that's a fallacy. That is not true.
Yeah. Good fight overall, though. I mean, it wasn't, I think he needed to turn up the pressure a little bit more, but that's playing outside of his game. He needed to be less of a counter striker and more aggressive, I think, to pull off the win. You know what I mean? Trying
to go for broke for a win when your face hurts is a real problem.
I get that too. And that was what,
get in the pocket. He's like, I want to touch his nose again.
That was the third round.
Yeah, I was like,
so he still fought another 12 minutes with a fucking broken nose, severely broken nose.
That's crazy.
Wild. Oh shit. You're good. We got some questions to get into, sir.
Let's do it.
This question is from Amputee Mafia. Have you ever rolled with an amputee? Yes, we both have.
I've had we got this guy named Wally. Wally is the G. Wally is a G. Wally is
double amputee.
Yes. And if Wally was not an amputee, he'd be running the 6 a.m. class. I'll tell you that right now. That guy is a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. He is and he's one of the coolest guys ever. Purple belt. And he starts standing.
Yeah.
And he freaking will low ankle pick your ass. Like, he's legit as it gets. Wally is the man.
He's I'm not saying this in like a corny, like, oh, he's an inspiration. He legit is an inspiration. You know what I mean? Like, not only is he not, it's one thing to have a disability like that where you find a way to make shit happen, you know, and do able-bodied things. You know what I mean? He isn't just a disabled guy that's like trying to do jiu-jitsu. He's a disabled guy that's fucking a monster at jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
the man is missing half of his arm from like the elbow down and missing a good portion of one of his legs. And he, on a sport based on grips, this man will find a way to grip you and you'll be like, oh, my arm is tucked under his half arm. Like, I'll get that out. No, you won't. No, you won't. I don't know how he does it, dude. The man is able to generate some sort of strength or a phantom arm or something like that where he's holding a grip where I'm not getting out of it, bro. So Wally's an absolute fucking monster, man.
I have such a funny Wally story, but I can't say. Sucks. But we just because I don't know if he wants me to talk about it. But here's another one. We're at a jiu-jitsu tournament and I see a bunch of guys standing on the rail watching some of the guys that I'm coaching, some of the teammates. And I'm like, is that Wally? I'm always so used to seeing Wally rolling in his wheelchair and then just get onto the mat. So he's always, he's small. They look small. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Wally with his freaking prosthetic standing on the railing. I was like, who told me Wally was 6'5", dude?
Yeah, he's massive, man.
He is a big motherfucker. Yeah. I was like, that's a big dude, man.
Dude. Yeah, you go to shake his hands and it's just like, I have large hands. His hands just dwarf mine. It's fucking wild, dude. His build is insane.
I do have another story. When I was at Dan's, there's a real skinny kid, super skinny, and he had like the smallest little legs. Like, imagine Nate, right? So, we were rolling with him and he's had a prosthetic leg and his little femur, which is the upper bone, and would I'd have him in guard, but so it's automatically half guard for him. And his little freaking femur would just come up and just cup check me right in the fucking bag every fucking time. I'm like, hey, dude. It was so awkward, dude. Every time I'd be in this guy's guard, his nub would just come up and cause this fucking this. And now, I was like, oh, it just made me feel like I was alive. So I had to worry about that. But, it's definitely different rolling with amputee because they have different setups and different traps and they get to different situations. And then when I was hurt, tore my bicep and my knee and my other knee, I felt almost like an amputee, not anything close, but I couldn't use some of my limbs and could not roll with guys. I was like, dude, I can't move. Like, so much respect to the guys out there that are doing that
and figuring it out. Because when I was injured and I was having to not use certain limbs, I was having a hell of a time. Right. So, respect to all you guys out there still doing it and, that are still using jiu-jitsu for therapy and using it to help stay in the fight and prove to the world that you're not dead yet just because you're missing a couple, digits. Right. So Amputee Mafia, if you're curious who we're talking about, Wally, his IG is oil stains and phantom pains. Kind of a IG handle as well. We got another question from Sandy Eads. Who's the gayest and most autistic and why?
Out of us?
I think just in general in jiu-jitsu.
I was like, well, Um,
I don't think any of us are on the
the-
gay spectrum, but I would say I'd take the autism cake. But maybe not.
Oh.
You got fucking 90. Matt has this knack for like 90s trivia in general. Just fucking wild.
Hey, I just really like 90s TV shows, dude. Period. Like that was I wasn't allowed to watch violent cartoons as a kid. It was satanic. So I had to like really grow up fast and like put me in freaking. I had to watch shows like Little House on the Prairie and MASH and the Munsters and Mr. Ed and Flipper and Gilligan's Island and all that. You know, it's a Small Wonder, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I got a freaking knack. I know no deep dives on all these crazy older shows. Even those shows are actually probably more worse than the X-Men that I wasn't allowed to watch.
You know what's wild is the fact that Flipper was a show that ever got made. Somebody pitched that. I feel like that's an idea like fueled by cocaine. So there's a talking dolphin, right?
Yeah, what about It's a Small Wonder? This guy makes a bot daughter. He makes a little robot girl that's like a legit little girl, and they're like, should we sleep in the bed? Like, no, put her in the closet. Like, how does that get passed, dude? That's what I want to know. Alf eating cats.
Right. Yeah, early TV was wild. So gayest and most autistic in jiu-jitsu.
Gayest? Well, I mean, the gayest is there's probably some kind of woman jiu-jitsu girl who's legitimately gay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I know there's males too. I just can't think of them right now.
I would say gayest, not
autism. You're gonna go Mikey, right?
Hands down.
It's not even close. Is it? It's Musumeci, right?
Yeah. Mikey's autism.
I'm pretty autistic when it comes to like that kind of stuff and like memes and stuff, but Mikey Musumeci is pretty. No one's hiding it.
Loud and proud, brother. Loud and proud.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Mikey Musumeci, and then when it comes to gay, I mean, I know Craig Jones kind of made money off that,
right?
So maybe I guess by default you would say Craig Jones, even though I know he's not gay.
Then we got Romero Jits. Kenny, not sure if you're allowed to conceal carry in California, but if so, what do you carry? I currently carry a Glock 45, and I just purchased a new carry gun that should be here in about a week and a half. So that's a SIG P365 X Macro Comp, always with a red dot. And yeah. So we are allowed to carry here in California if you have a concealed carry permit. And so I do.
I think if you guys are like looking for like gun stuff, like Kenny by no means is claiming to be Tim Kennedy. Okay.
No.
But the guy is very knowledgeable in guns, and he does, he studies them, and he does research on his equipment and survival stuff. And like he posted this video yesterday about the walkie-talkies, which is pretty cool. I think we're going to start on the pod. He'll have a section area posting his own stuff like gun reviews and things he likes and and I think if you guys are really into guns, go to our YouTube, and Kenny will start putting some content on there because, it's something that I think we should all know besides jiu-jitsu is gun safety and when the electricity goes out, what to do, stuff like that. And like, you know what I mean? I think it would be kind of cool to have that. And if I am a white belt when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like that stuff. I mess around with that stuff, but I'm like a student when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I would say Kenny would say the same. He's a student when it comes to that stuff, but like I would say he's like a purple belt. You know what I mean? Like he's a purple belt at like the guns and like figuring it out, and like it's a passion of his. And I think if you guys want to know more about that, I think we'll start putting some more content out there, or he'll start putting some more content out there when it comes to that kind of stuff. So if you want more of that stuff, just put like more gun or more put party in the comments, and Kenny will start giving out more gun stuff.
Bryce side _ BJJ music during live rolls, good or bad? And if yes, what type of playlist? Of course, good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I don't hear it when I'm rolling, but like when I'm chilling, it's good. I like a good playlist. And it all depends. Like if there's kids, like I'll put rock on because I know it's not too crazy, you know?
Right.
But if I have an adult class and there's no kids, then I prefer hip hop over anything when I'm rolling.
I think it can set a good vibe. Sometimes when you're taking rest rounds, you don't always want to have a conversation with the person sitting next to you. Sometimes you just want to kind of sit and think about what's going on or like kind of rehype yourself back up. And, I think, that's essential. You're kind of just building a vibe for the roles going on in the gym in general.
But better than music is when the whole class is engaged in watching two people roll, like after class.
Yeah.
And there's no music, and they're like, come on. And like the guys are like coaching some guys have picked some guys the team, and the other guys pick the other guys, and they're kind of like, you just hear the boys just like, let's go. Ah, that's better. That's the best. That's better than music, but
good for the soul. BJJ favorite Girl Scout cookies.
I'm a dealer over here. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter's slanging them fucking cookie goodness over here. I would say I would have always been a Thin Mint guy because it's classic. And, but I'm going to say these new peanut butter patties are fucking fire, dude. These peanut butter patties are fire. But if you're a Girl Scout troop leader and you are blocking both doorways of the freaking grocery store, you guys are a problem, dude. Pick a door, dude. You can't, that's rude and that's mean. And you guys are going to be you guys are going to be selling solar when you're adults. I already know it. You cannot be the people that block both doorways of the store. That's bullshit. I told my wife, I was like, don't even pick a door, dude. We're not taking both doors. You got to give the guy who don't want cookies a chance to freaking use the door he doesn't want to use because he's trying to avoid you.
Right. I want to be socially awkward and not talk to your children and tell them no. Let me get the other exit. Yeah,
don't block both the exits. You know who does that? It's the dang football players that, you like to buy a candy bar? Those kids have no heart, dude. They'll block every door. They'll be in the bathroom. There's $9 a candy bar. I'm like, dude.
Dude, the G ones are when the Girl Scouts sit outside of the dispensary.
Oh, that's a smart move.
That is, yeah.
But you have to pick a location. They can get in trouble for that because you have to like vet your locations.
Yeah.
I think my kid's going to be sitting out the gym. I'm choosing to go set up outside the gym during kids' class.
Get all the other kids to talk to their parents.
Peanut butter patties. That's my new favorite, dude.
Yeah. I've always been a Thin Mint guy. Admittedly, though, I have a box of Thin Mints in my freezer from like a year ago. So it's one of those things where it's like, I got to be in the mood for it. Otherwise I'm not really, I like sweets, but man, I'm not a cookie person all the time.
I like sweets. Favorite cookie is Oreo cookie though.
Yes. Or you know what I like?
Can't beat Oreo cookie. I know a good chocolate chip is good. Oatmeal is all right, but Oreo cookie, dude.
You ever fuck with the EL fudge?
Oh, dude, how about
the vanilla cookie with the chocolate?
You think what the fuck you talking about, dude?
That's my favorite cookie. That's my favorite cookie. EL fudge.
I subscribe to their email list, dude. EL fudge. The fuck you talking about, bro?
That's Keebler. Oats Nation needs a sponsorship deal.
Could you imagine that Keebler on my fucking gi?
the new spokesperson for Keebler is just shit, top pressure.
Yeah, fucking the Keeble guard, dude.
The Holden Piat. What belt is the best to date? Joking purposes.
Like date, like in a relationship. Well, you don't want to fuck with the blue belt. You don't want to fuck with the blue belts because they're so selfish in their jiu-jitsu. A 1-stripe blue belt you can convince to quit, but a 2-stripe blue belt is too far deep. So like he's not going to give you no time. It's jiu-jitsu or life. So the 1-stripe blue belt, maybe I would say like a 3-stripe white belt is the best guy to date because he's got newfound confidence. He's lost weight. Maybe like a 3-stripe white belt with like 1 kid, because that means like sometimes like he will like, I'm just predicting this for women's perspective. A 3-stripe white belt with 1 kid, because every once in a while he can't go train. He's just going to have to hang out with you and the kid. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Maybe a 3-stripe maybe a 3-stripe white belt with 1 kid who has a ex who kind of trains sometimes too. That might be the best, because, you know what I mean? Like she could take him, they could talk jiu-jitsu, but then like I don't know, man. 3-stripe white belt.
I got a tip for you, ladies. You don't date purple belts because it's not your boyfriend. It's just your turn.
Oh, that's deep, dude. That's deep, Kody. That's brown belts. Brown belts are fucking locked in. They're usually engaged. Black belts. Black belt. Hey, a divorced black belt could be a good dating. That could be a good thing. A, you're going to be protected. B, you know, he's probably not competing as much as he used to because he's a little banged up. His kids are probably a little older. He's a little more refined, a little more settled in.
Probably has a career at that point.
Yeah, he knows how to, you know, he hasn't quit. He hasn't quit being a man. So like, he knows he was a purple belt. So like, that's attractive. Like, oh, this guy, so I could tell this guy had this guy's been stinky before. You know what I mean? Right. But like, girls kind of like that. They kind of like that. Girls don't want you to be like some feral cat, like pussy ass bitch who just works all day and doesn't do nothing and comes home. They want a guy that's still after it. You know what I mean? Like, man, my guy's out there still, like, girls are still looking at my man. They want that. So you get yourself like a black belt that's a little past it. That might be the route. Thought that one through live.
We got Falcon_JPEG. Do you look at hobbyist black belts as less of a black belt?
I would say black belts who compete a lot do. And I'm not saying that they are, because a black belt under a legit banner is a black belt. But if you've never competed or you don't compete, other black belts will look at you less. Just because, and generally, the ones who do compete all the time will generally be better than the gym black belt, because they actually try their stuff out in high intensity situations, right? Even if you're competing and it's just for yourself, you're trying to see if your jiu-jitsu works in a high intensity situation, like shooting a gun. You could do the dry fire in your living room all the time. Fine. But if you go to the range and you're actually shooting and doing courses, you're seeing, granted, you can't do live like in anything, but you're seeing like if you're good in a pressure situation. So
right.
Tested jiu-jitsu against opponents you don't know. Those guys, they look at guys who've like never competed and they're like, yeah, he's good, but like, well, I don't know. There's levels.
Maybe a non-competitive hobbyist black belt. I feel like you can be a hobbyist and still compete here and there. You know what I mean? You don't have to be adult. I
don't think you get looked bad upon if you've competed.
Right.
They just want to, like, as soon as you compete once, like, oh, he competes.
Right.
It's not like how many times. It's not like a checkbox.
You know, when you go to the range, using your gun example, when you go to the range and you're shooting paper targets, and you got to kind of like, especially if you're shooting at a distance, you got to walk up, see where you know your hit shots landed, make some adjustments. Whereas if you're shooting steel targets, you get the audible tone every time you hit it. Like, it's instant gratification. I know that I was successful there and there and there and there. And you know what I mean? Like, if you miss, you know you missed. If you hit, you know you hit. Right. I think that's kind of like, you know, what competing might be. And I guess my comparison to that would be, maybe you don't have to do a tournament. Maybe you pick up one of those Who's Number One super fights, or what's the smaller one that's kind of like that?
Fight to win.
Fight to win, yeah. Dual fight to win, super fight. You know what I mean? Go against another 43-year-old professor from another local school or something like that. You know, kind of test yourself out. Then you don't have to worry about doing 5 fights in a row. You just got to worry about the one guy, and you can train for the one guy and still kind of test your jiu-jitsu.
Right. If you've attained higher belts and you've never competed and you're just containing them in throughout the gym, you possibly could attain them faster than the guy who does competing, because the guy who does competing is trying to get his belts off of merit of W's winning in the tournaments.
Right.
Where the guy in the gym is just, I'm not saying checking attendance card, but he's just training every day and getting it off the professor's eye, not off the necks that he's collected.
Right.
So there's just different levels to it. And it's kind of nervous for the guy who's, say you've never competed and you're at like brown belt, maybe black belt, you've never competed. Your first competition is going to be at black belt. That's got to be a little stressful, right? Like you're right. I don't even know how this feels. I'm going to go against some expert guys. You know what I mean? Like, so like, that's why I say if you're brown, if you're white, blue, purple, you got to get it done. You got to get it in there, because these guys are not as skilled as the upper belts, and the higher the belts get, like the more nerves you're going to have when you go in there, because you don't want to get spiked.
Yeah, it makes sense. We got one last question here. This is from Dami. I think he's over in Europe. I don't know what country he's in, but I know whenever he sends us photos of him on the podium, it's always European.
Bonjour.
Yeah. So Dami says, does a 50-year-old 4-stripe white belt better focus on particular game before his first comp, or is that not necessary? I'm a purple belt and I'm trying to help this guy out.
I think that a 50-year-old white belt should just focus on, you're going to play your game. If you're going to go out there, you're going to do what you're going to do, but you need to focus on just breathing. You need to focus on being smart. You need to focus on just, you're going against another 50-year-old guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that guy is probably, and he's a white belt, so it's probably his first tournament. So I think general cardio, the cardio is going to win this one. The most fitter old dude is going to win this W here. Just don't do anything dumb. Just play smart. Yeah, play your game. Play your game, get to your spots, and let the other old guy freaking die of old age. And just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, then we'll just roll them off the mats and we'll fucking give them a Werther's original, let them suck that shit down, and we'll fucking get back to the drawing board, and we'll go get him again. Dude, you got this, brother.
I fucking love me a Werther's, brother.
You're getting old, Kenny.
I know, man. I will be the guy that has a pocket full of Werther's originals. And it won't be in my pants pocket. It's going to be in the one that's right here. I mean, pull one of them bad boys out.
Dude. If you have a grandpa with a Werther's, dude, grandparents usually have 2 things: Werther's or an old fucking Baby Ruth.
Cough drops.
Yeah. Cough drops, dude.
Yeah. Cough drops and Werther's.
Yep. Loose change. Where'd that fucking quarter come? Right behind your ear, bitch.
That's it for questions, brother.
You think what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at Oast Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on all socials, YouTube. We have a Discord, Instagram, BJJ Balance. We're growing. We're hitting a bunch of accounts. We're trying. You know what I want? I want to be at 7,000 followers by Christmas, guys, on Instagram. Okay. I think we can do it. So if you follow me on social media, if you follow Kenny, I'm always tagging the BJJ Balance podcast. I'm always collabing with it because that's our thing. Please help us out. Follow the BJJ Balance on Instagram. That more than anything right now, do that. And also follow us on YouTube. That helps us out. YouTube is how we're actually getting a little bit of money right now. So that would be very, very helpful. Don't just watch, follow, help us out. I'll post them on TikTok. Kenny won't. And we will catch you guys next week. Happy Super Bowl. Os.